Giving them back what they have already said that they are looking for is one of the key ways that you can communicate to the listener that you did your homework. Last month, we went through a series of questions from the perspective of the person who was conducting the interview. These are questions that I believe will help you to figure out who's really sitting in front of you. But this month, we're going to flip the script. Suppose you are the person that's sitting in that interview chair. How do you answer these questions in the most impactful way, heightening the probability that you will get the job? So in this YouTube, we're going to go through the first 3 questions, and I'll give you a sense of how you might answer them in a powerful way. First question, tell me about yourself. Now, this is a pretty common question that you get across all kinds of interviews: marketing, finance, operations, even nonprofits, you name it. And this is the question where you have an opportunity to set the tone for the interview. Here is where you can make sure that the buyer understands that you have exactly what it takes in order to be successful in that role. So in order to be impactful in your answer, you have to tell your story through the lens of what the buyer is buying. If you are interviewing for a finance role, you want to talk about your analytical and your quantitative skills right off the bat. Something like this. Hi, I'm Carla. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I have always loved math or science, anything that's analytical and quantitative. One of the reasons that I chose to go to Harvard undergrad is because they have a strong econ program. And I knew that that would be a great foundation no matter what I might choose to do for my career. I excelled not only in economics, but I excelled in my accounting class. I excelled in my operations class. And in all the things that I was involved in, I tended to be the one that was chosen for the treasurer or chosen for the investment committee because my analytical and quantitative skills were so strong. Now, again, I'm telling the story through the lens of what the buyer is buying if I'm looking for a finance role. If I'm looking for a marketing role or a sales role, I might talk about what I did in each of the organizations to actually recruit people to join the organization, that I had a great narrative, a great storyline that drew people in. That's telling you a little bit about my ability to craft a story, my ability to sell and convince other people to come in and join. But remember, tell your story through the lens of what the buyer is buying. The second question that I talk about in my book, Lead to Win, is what interests you in this role? You want to be very clear and make sure that the listener is following you. And one of the tricks that I would use in this question is that I would say there are 3 reasons or there are 2 reasons why I'm interested in this role. And now the listener is listening. Well, what's number 1? What's number 2? What's number 3? And you also want to talk about the role around those key success factors. As I mentioned before, I'm interested in opportunities to enhance my analytical skills. I think they're strong, but there's always an opportunity to go even higher, or I want an opportunity to leverage the skills that I already have. And my understanding is that this role will allow me to do A, B, and C. And one of the other reasons that I'm interested in this role is that it also impacts the bottom line, or it impacts the company's profile externally. But you can find clues in the way that the company describes itself on its website, or in the way that they describe the role in the job description that prompted you to apply. Giving them back what they have already said that they are looking for is one of the key ways that you can communicate to the listener that you did your homework and that you know exactly what you're getting into. The third question that you may receive is, what do you see as 3 of the most important success factors for this role? Now, in my opinion, this is a layup. If you've done your homework, you know what it takes to be successful in that seat. So you should give them the 3 factors, and then you should also say why. I believe, for example, in a finance role, you have to have strong analytical skills, strong quantitative skills, and great attention to detail. If you're interviewing for an early stage career position in finance, if you are interviewing for someone that's more senior, you also want to be able to say your ability to impact the way clients think and penetrate client thought. making sure that you are in fact commercial, and making sure that you understand how to leverage the full offering of the firm and not just that one department that you're interviewing for. That would be an answer that would be quite attractive. If you were interviewing for, let's say, a journalism role, now you want to say, not only do you need to have strong writing skills and communication skills, but you need to be able to engage with people, get them to tell you things that they might not tell other people. And you also have to be really focused on deadlines and being able to make those deadlines. So you need to be agile as well. So those are some of the things that you want to talk about when they say the key success factors. Think to yourself, what are the adjectives that would describe a superstar in that particular role? And that will help you enumerate what those success factors are. Go get them.